Good afternoon and welcome to yet another engine run. Now, I'm not one of your typical YouTube creators that panders to viewers and subscribers and kisses their butt and prays and begs for subscriptions. Please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. I don't do that. Nor am I a two-man comedy team, or do I use a lot of little silly catchphrases. Basically, all I am is exactly what you see. I'm just a person that's been involved in this hobby for 30 years. I'm sharing my love of the hobby willingly for all to watch. Whether you like that or not, I don't know. I don't really care. Whether you like me or not, I don't know, and I don't really care. I'm choosing to share my hobby and hopefully enlighten and teach many people that have been in the hobby and new into the hobby some things about some RC glow engines. So with that said, welcome to beautiful Pickett, Wisconsin on this late March day. Yet again we have pretty clear skies, very light wind, which is nice, and mild temperatures. And I think it's probably, I don't know, 45-ish or something. I'll have to see what the weather widget says it is. But what I've got on the stand today is a Webra Speed 61 engine. Now, I just featured a video on this engine where I replaced the ring on it because it was damaged or it was broken. So this will be the first run of this engine with this new ring. So it's going to be a more or less a lower speed RPM, quote unquote, break-in run to get this ring seated. Now, so I got a new ring in there. I've got about, I don't know, 5 to 6% nitro fuel just because of the cooler temperatures. I could have chosen a FAI fuel, but I'm going with a little bit of nitro. I've got an 11.7 APC prop here. Now the Webra instructions, the original ones actually say to break it in with an 11.6. Unfortunately, I didn't have an 11.6 prop other than a really thin wood one, which would have provided no load whatsoever, I don't believe. So I chose to go with this 11.7 APC because it's got a little bit more mass to it. And for the time, what I'm going to start with is a Fox Miracle plug. Why? I don't know. I'm just going to give it a shot and see what happens. It's a nice glowing glow plug, and if for some reason it doesn't seem to run well and I haven't run out of fuel, then maybe I'll change it to an OS number 8 plug. But we'll see how that goes. Now, the one thing I'm not too certain about is I don't really care for the high-speed needle on this carb, and I'll show you a picture of it here. It doesn't give you a lot of room to make adjustments, and it's tough to get at. I've got this thing set so I believe the engine should run as it is. I'm going to try not to do as much tuning on it as possible because I really just don't want to have to mess with that. And I'm honestly not even certain if the needles that are on here are the stock needles or the original ones or what. I know they thread on there fine on each side, but aside from that, I don't believe that they look like the ones that I saw in the review articles, which I will also post links to in the description of this video. So, let's run this engine. As usual, let's start with seeing if it takes a prime. Looks like it took a pretty good prime there. Looks like that throttle stop is open pretty far. Now, the throttle stop screw is pretty easy to alter here, so I've altered it some. We'll see how this thing wants to fire up. I'm not sure what's going on with it, honestly. Let's do a little. Okay, the one thing I can do is I can try the lighter fluid trick here. If it doesn't fire up this time. Kind of reset the needle valve, but we'll see what it does here. Okay, so I richened that needle valve a whole lot so that it was at full throttle. It was only doing about 7,000 RPM. I'll turn it in. God, look at that. So that's the thing I don't understand about if this is even the right needle. I just dropped it on the ground here now. Where the hell did it go? And it wasn't even threaded in, so that's what makes me wonder if this isn't even the right needle or not. I'm going to thread it in until it just starts to catch. Maybe it catches there. I don't know. Not sure how to tune this thing now. I just don't know that I have any confidence in that needle. But let's fire it up again and see what happens. Glow plug seems fine. Well, that was interesting. Now it's acting very different. I might switch to a different glow plug just for the heck of it, not for any reason other than just to do it. this plug and check the plug real quick and then maybe reset the carb again. Okay, so for no real reason other than to just try something different, I did change to an OS number 8 plug. The Fox Miracle plug was still glowing fine. I just reset this carb yet again to something I think should run, and we'll see what happens here. It's drawing fuel, holding fuel on the line. There's no reason why it wouldn't be running. Throttle got hung up there. Yeah, this is definitely too rich, but I don't want to mess with that needle too much because it just doesn't seem to want to run. Well, I know I'm sitting here doing a lot of tuning on this now when it's supposed to be a break-in run, but I'm just really curious about how these needles are working and making sure this one doesn't pull out, because I just don't know that that's the correct one. But it seems to be running better now. It's very rich, as you can see. I pissed it off there. I was holding it at 10,000 and then I decided I would make it go to full throttle, and it's not ready to do that, or it doesn't like that, but that's what happened there. So I was holding it. I can hold it at like 10,000, but I don't know that I dare make it go much more than that because it wants to shut down. That's acting like the low speed is too rich still. So close it 2 clicks. See if that changes anything. Well, it's a runner. She's running. Seems to be running better with this plug though too. Of course, maybe I'm just getting it dialed in a little bit better. Sorry. I made her mad again. Let's get one nice little sequence here going. How about? doesn't really like hitting 12,000 even momentarily. That tends to piss it off a little bit, it seems like. Doesn't seem overly hot to me. I mean, it's warm, but it's not like it's burning my hand. And I just wiped my glove, but I wasn't seeing a whole lot of like black metal shavings looking like, you know, coming from breaking in a ring or anything either. So it seems like it's got really, it's got good compression. Okay, so I've got it running to a point now that I want to try something different. I want to put that miracle plug back in and see how she runs now. You just saw this last segment here, how it ran. And now I'm going to put the miracle plug back in to see if it's any different before it gets too cool. Okay, so now I just put that miracle plug back in it. Same one I just had in it initially. Prime it. Maybe it doesn't need that. And we'll see how it runs now that the needles seem to be a little bit better tuned. So I think I can say that it doesn't care for this plug, and that's all I'm going to do with this plug now. Okay, so I went through most of the tank of fuel that was in there. It's at an angle, so at the end here it looks like it's got more in it than it does. I could have run some more, but I think I proved some things. The new ring is nice. It works. The engine runs. Doesn't care for that Fox Miracle plug at all, and I think the initial running when I had that plug in there and it was all over the place, that was the reason, because I think I just proved that again here when I put it back in at the end, that plug was really causing some issues. So that wasn't necessarily the best idea, but it was a good experiment. Seemed to run really well with the OS number 8 plug, which is a medium heat range plug. Ran really well once I got it kind of dialed in there. And it's got a nice idle. It's a nice running engine. It's not bad at all. There's something about the carb and these needles that I don't care for, and I just don't know if it's because maybe they're not the stock needles, or maybe they are, and it's just, I don't know. I don't particularly care for the carb on this thing, but I've got it set up so it at least runs, and it runs pretty well. Maybe this prop is too light for it. I don't know if it's the fact of breaking in the ring or what, but anytime, even I think with the OS plug on there, it started to hit over 12,000, it was wanting to shut down, which seems weird because you should be able to just run this thing until it explodes with any prop on there. But so maybe that's a factor of breaking in the ring, I don't know, but the rest of the engine should be fine. So anyway, that's our run for this Webra Speed 61 engine, and hope you enjoyed it because I had a heck of a lot of fun and got a lot of oil all over every damn thing.